there's a lot of emerging technology out there around license plate readers, and I mean, they can just do, I can't even begin to tell you the type of technologies that's out there. But we're going to need this technology, quite frankly, to supplant these number of officers that we no longer have anymore. And we're going to need that technology to close that gap and help us fight crime and keep our communities safe. But I'm not going to ever introduce anything to you in which you yourself are not going to be informed of and understand the utilization of it and have a voice in it. Because anything that we introduce, I think it's important that people in this room and across the city understand exactly what that technology is, how it's being utilized, and because the point of your question to make sure that it is not abused against any particular segment or parts of our community is hugely important to all of us. Because we cannot ignore them. We can't just say, I'm moving out of the city and move away from all of this. This is your city. Many of you were born and raised here. You raised your children here. You cried here. You got married here. This is the hub of this state, is Minneapolis. So for me as a newcomer into this community, when I hear people say, I am sick of the crime, I'm leaving. Don't let anybody run you out of your city. Don't let anybody run you out of your community. If I can come 1,200 miles away from home to come here, to try to help make a difference because that's the only reason I'm here, then you can stay here and stay in this fight with us. And stay in this fight with me. But it does us no good to say, don't come into the city, it's horrible, it's bad. And I hear that too many times and too often. You have a beautiful downtown. Yes, it has its challenges. But I'm going to tell you something. Every city in this country has its challenges. Every city. And if this city is not doing well, nobody in and around anywhere else ain't going to do well either. Because we all are systemically connected to each other regardless of what neighborhood we live in or how far out we live. We all have a shared responsibility. This is the heartthrob of this wonderful state, right here in this city. But, you know, one of the more disturbing things, and I'm going to close here, is when I was here, even going through the process of meeting people, people would say to me, why do you want to come to Minneapolis? That's a self-defeating statement. It's a self-defeating statement. Yes, we have social challenges. Yes, we have all the challenges the rest of the country has, but you have so many assets that many other cities don't have. We're going to get through this, but we got to stay in the fight to do it. And I encourage everyone to stay in the fight. I know you have your moments. You get angry, you get sad, you get mad, you get frustrated. Every time you turn on the news, there's another carjacking, there's another robbery, there's another shooting. Yes, it is. But you see the men and women that are sitting at this table, whether they're sworn or not, they all have taken an oath or a responsibility to stay in this fight. This is more than just a job to us. This is not just a job. This is what people truly believe in. And the 550 officers that make up the Minneapolis Police Department are the ones who stayed for the fight. They didn't leave. So I encourage you to stay in the fight with me. And when you hear people make those negative remarks, stop them. Stop them. Stay in this fight. When you hear people say, why do I stay here? I'm moving out. You got to push back on that. Don't be complicit to it by saying nothing. Saying, I'm staying and fighting for this city. You have a dynamic city here, and I don't need to come 1,200 miles to tell you that. Y'all already know it. You just have to believe it and keep reminding yourself. Because the darkest hour is always right before the crack of dawn. So stay in this fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.